Well, as Prime Minister Modi and Mallikarjun Kharge square off over guarantees of their respective parties, I want to go across to Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, Hardeep Singh Puri, to understand the BJP view on the same. A very good evening to you, sir. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News 18. Minister, I want to understand from you what you make of the entire controversy. We're having this conversation at a very interesting time, post-2024 Lok Sabha elections, with a slightly altered NDA post the electrifying Haryana victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and of course the much awaited assembly election scheduled in days from now. How do you respond to Mallikarjun Kharge calling Modi ki guarantee a cruel joke?
Madam, I have a slightly different take on all this. And if you will indulge me for a minute, let me explain.
Sure, sir.
Very simply put, the Honorable Prime Minister is somebody who over a 10-year period at the central level has delivered development and welfare to the farthest corner of the country. In other words, today our countrymen have benefited from all the developmental schemes. And I can list them out to you. They are part of the tweets I've done.
Yes.
He has demonstrated that good governance is good politics. Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, on the other hand, is a deeply frustrated head of a political party which does not even show him respect. When he goes for the nomination papers of the young Priyanka Gandhi Vadra ji for nomination papers, he's not even allowed to sit in the room. When he goes to Karnataka, he tells his people, "Bhai, don't make guarantees. You know, you'll get a bad name because you are reviewing them." His government in Himachal, the Congress government in Himachal, is wanting to tax toilets. They're not able to pay salary. So one is a failed approach to political decision making. It's a failed approach. The other is a governance model which the Prime Minister has said. What is in that governance model? You have brought the bulk of the country onto the formal economy, the banking system. 50 crore accounts have been opened. Today, there are beneficiaries of the Ayushman Bharat schemes who are in the similar number of 50 crores, which means that any poor person in the country can avail of the benefits of the Ayushman Bharat scheme up to 5 lakhs in a year for medicines, checkup, surgery, post-operation care. The Honorable Prime Minister has wanted to extend that scheme to people above the age of 70, and he's doing it, except that the governments in places like in Delhi, they are not applying the scheme so that the extension can't go to the older people. So this is nothing short of a complete distortion of development what the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party is doing. That explains the failure of the jalebi factory in Haryana. That also explains the writing of the wall in Maharashtra and in Jharkhand. It also explains that one political party which is grounded in good governance being good politics is succeeding everywhere, and the other model, which is an approach, it's not a development model, it's an approach to politics, it's failing miserably.
Okay, Honorable Minister, first and foremost, I want to focus on the detailed social media post that's been put up by Mallikarjun Kharge. You've responded with equal force, but he says in his post that BJP's B and J stand for betrayal and Jumla. Do you want to give a pointed response to Kharge ji calling the BJP's 100-day plan as a PR stunt? Because he spoke of how on 16th May 2024, you claimed that you took inputs from more than 20 lakh people for the roadmap to 2047, and he's spoken of an RTI filed in the PM.
I would be surprised. No, I would be surprised if Mr. Kharge does his own thinking. I think there's some researcher who puts him up to this embarrassment. When the 100-day program was being discussed, it was 125 days finally. Every ministry of the government gave its inputs. People outside gave their inputs. If I draw up a plan for, let's say, Ujjwala, do you think I do it sitting in my office? I go around, ask my agencies, I ask the oil companies which are implementing the scheme. I said, what are the hurdles? What prevents us from taking it further? How many more people need to be covered? Are we doing duplication? Those are all inputs. So I think Mr. Kharge would be well advised to stick to language which he understands, to talk about credibility and Jumla. This is a serious discussion. If you want to throw facts at us, you will realize that we will not only give you counter facts, but I have in my own tweet rebutted this. He's quoted some international study on hunger, some hunger index. You ask Mr. Kharge that when it comes to food, when it comes to vaccine, India is a producer, India is a supplier. When it came to free vaccines, the Yuva Neta was saying, Modi ji, hamare bachchon ki vaccine kahan hai? So I had to tell him, in Rajasthan you had a government there, they were throwing it in the dustbin. In Punjab they were profiteering from it. Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister of Bharat, delivered free vaccines to a large number of countries, and he supplied vaccines to over 150 countries, 193 member states of the UN. You have to go outside India to see how much praise we get. Insofar as food is concerned, India provides free food 3 times a day, dry ration, to 81 crore people. That's 810 million people. And we are at 102 in this thing. So there's a lot of distorted, gibberish, rubbish being talked about outside. Check it with the facts on the ground, and you will see where India is and how off the mark the Congress narrative is. And I'm sorry for Mr. Kharge. I'm sorry for him because he has been let down by his party. He's been let down because he believed that there was going to be victory in the jalebi factory, which failed him. The truck was loaded with jalebis. He got stopped at the exit gate, and he sees the lie of the land, the misgovernance in Haryana, in Himachal, the taxing of toilets proposal, and then they withdraw from all that. When it causes embarrassment, this is what has happened to him in Karnataka. He was seeking a diversion from the embarrassment that has been caused to him, and then he came up with these charges, and I think he's put his foot right into his mouth. He will get a proper, robust response on each of the points, and I've only given him the first volley.
Okay, I'll come back to you for another point raised by Mr. Kharge. But why do you think the Prime Minister's comments irked Mallikarjun Kharge ji so much when he himself asked DK Shivkumar and several leaders in opposition ruled states to exercise caution in announcing poll promises? You can't answer for him, but surely you can tell us what you make of it.
No, I don't interpret anything that the Honorable Prime Minister says, because he's one of the most mature, wise and statesman-like figures anywhere in the world. So he weighs his words carefully. I think he was making a point that before you go up in front of people and make promises, you will be held accountable. That is the fulcrum. That is the test of good governance, is good politics. If I make promises and then don't deliver, then the whole thing falls in shambles. That is why some states in the country are doing very well, because they have little more responsibility in fiscal management, in the use of resources, whereas others, my state in Punjab, I feel like crying. The Congress had run up a debt of 2,81,000 crores, then came the Aam Aadmi Party, they've destroyed it completely. This was one of the states, when I joined the Foreign Service in 1974, it was one of the highest ranked states in terms of economic progress, in terms of success. Now on all the indices we are falling, because the quality of the politician there. And we take some of the blame. We were in a wrong alliance, and they also didn't deliver. But his time has come to deliver all these people in all the states from the misery. The next election should throw them out. Let the BJP, with a good governance model, and good governance is good politics premium, try and rectify the situation.
Why I was raising this is because it's rather bizarre, Honorable Minister, that, you know, while Mallikarjun Kharge rapped DK Shivkumar and said that this is the wrong model. You know, you make poll promises in a state like Karnataka, you decide to revise some of those poll promises while I continue to make those poll promises in different states. And when the Prime Minister raises these concerns, calls out this duplicity, he's, you know, seemingly angry at the Prime Minister and the whole of BJP.
No, you must understand him, madam. He's not a split personality. He's just doing double talk. He's saying one thing to DK Shivkumar ji and Siddamaraya ji, and when he gets faulted, when he is caught with his, don't want to use the expression, then he reacts strongly to divert attention. Look, Mr. Kharge is a seasoned politician. I feel sorry for him, because instead of being treated as the party president, I mean, that party has a great history. It's a grand old party. It was founded in 1885. It has had some good years, but of late they have been discrediting themselves. And Mr. Kharge happens to be the party president now, and he's getting the blame in full measure.
Speaking of the several questions raised by Mallikarjun Kharge ji, Honorable Minister, I also want an answer from you on what he said about the unemployment rate in the country. No one can take away the fastest growing economy tag from us, but unemployment is indeed one of our big worries, sir.
I have given you a detailed answer on unemployment in my tweet. Let me also tell you that in the last 10 years, we have lifted 250 million people or 25 crore people out of multidimensional poverty. And when we produce 3 crore Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, or we produce 990 kilometers of metro, etc., that all leads to employment. Now, you can say that we need more employment. I can agree with that. You can see that we want more government employment. That's why the Rozgar Mela is producing every month. We have already provided 8 lakh jobs in government from the time it was introduced in 2018, I think. So we are accelerating. But the opposition wants to distort fact. And, well, you are in power in 2 states, Himachal and Karnataka. Why don't you show us what employment generation is? No, but you are busy getting freebies. I don't know whether 15 plots received by the Honorable Chief Minister's wife is a freebie or it's an act of corruption. I don't know. I'm just going by what I've read. And she's also said, I'm willing to give it back. Oh, why did you take it? Just because somebody is giving you 15 plots free? I've never heard of a scandal like this in any BJP state.
Minister Puri, another criticism from the opposition ranks is that why is it that the BJP's guarantees are guarantees but Congress's guarantees are farzi? How would you place BJP's guarantees against Congress's poll guarantees?
There's a 100% difference. Everything that the BJP has said in its manifestos since 2014, we've delivered on that. BJP gives a guarantee when it's sure of being able to deliver, whereas the other side makes outlandish claims, not having the financial resources. Show me any BJP promise that we made in an election which we are fulfilling, which we are not able to fulfill. And I think that sums it up. We speak with credibility. If we promise Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we deliver Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. If there is a shortfall, we deliver more. Whereas these people are talking about distribution of wealth without creating it. They want to destroy the whole structure.
And are you anticipating, Honorable Minister, before I let you go, that this is the model the opposition is going to pretty much follow in elections due in other states for the rest of the year and going into 2025?
Madam, intellectual bankruptcy also produces outlandish claims and fiscal irresponsibility. So I would like to see them change, but I don't see that they have the wherewithal to transcend and to graduate to responsible governance-based politics. So I think they're going to find it difficult to do, but the more they make these outlandish claims, the better will be the riposte and the volley that they will get back, and we will see the results in the verdicts in the different state elections.
Hardeep Singh Puri ji, many thanks. Appreciate you taking out your time and speaking to us here on CNN News 18. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
And with that, we quickly shift our attention to another important story we've been tracking from the valley. These are series of encounters that have been witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir. The last few hours alone from Bandipora